Hello, my name is Joel, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Shared Deck. Today I'm going to be doing another 5-color Commander Deck Tech on Kenrith, the Return King. So today I'm going to be using a different setup, so hopefully this is a lot better than the past couple of videos that I've done. So the deck, this deck is a Modal Spell deck. So what is a Modal Spell? So Modal Spell is whenever you play this spell, you get to choose which mode you want to use. So for example, Esper Charm. So Esper Charm is either you choose one, destroy target enchantment, draw 2 cards, or target player discards 2 cards. So that is what a model spell is. So there'll be some spells that let you choose one, some will let you choose two, some will even let you choose three. So this is not a very competitive deck. Obviously, as you can see, if the deck does get going, if it goes past 5 or 6, then I'll pretty much have an answer for whatever that's on the field or whatever the opponent throws at us. But the thing is, so you have to think of which you want to answer and which you would just want to let go and just like let it be. So this is definitely a thinking man's deck. So I tend to play this pretty early on. So because it does require a lot of my brain power to maneuver, and then obviously as the day goes on, as it's pretty much like in the 3 or 4 hour mark, I tend to play fast and loose. So that is definitely not the time for me to be playing this deck. But other than that, it's not a bad deck. It's a fun deck to play with. uh Kenrith, the Return King, is not really uh it's not really centered around the deck. It's pretty much just there for the theme. As you can see, it has a model spell thing ability to it because has 5 different abilities, one of each color. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's not bad. It's pretty much the same with this alternate commander, Chromat. So it's it's there. So if I usually play Chromat first before Kenrith, so that they won't think that this is a combo deck, because Kenrith is a very combo heavy deck. So when they realize it's not a very competitive deck or a very combo heavy deck, then I'll just switch it to Kenrith, because Kenrith is much more playable than Chromat, really. All right, so with that, let's go through the lands. So this is pretty much the same lands as I had for every other deck. They just get transferred. So we'll just get through this real quick. So we got Mana Confluence, City of Brass, Command Tower, Reflecting Pool, and Exotic Orchard. That's it for that. And then we have 10 of the Ravnica Dual Lands. So let's breeze through that one. There's no need. We got 4 of the Triomes. I'm missing 1. The Jeskai one. We got 9 of the Fetch Lands. I'm missing the Scalding Tarn, Blue-Red Fetch, Fable Passage, and Prismatic Vista. So that'll be 30. And then 2 of each basic lands, so that'll up it up to 40. So we got 2 plains, 2 forests, 2 mountains, 2 swamps, and 2 islands. So why 40? Because this is a control deck essentially, so I need my land drops every turn. So all right, so we're gonna here for the, as I started with the deck, it's Esper Charm. So this is why mostly this was a charm tribal a couple of years ago, and since a lot of the spells came out, the confluences, the interventions from Theros Beyond Death, it just pretty much built off of it. So a lot of it just got removed. So these I think are one of the best of the best charms. So I got Esper Charm again. Got Bant Charm. So we'll go through this. Got Naya Charm, Graveyard Recursion. Abzan Charm, there for removal and card draw. Jund is for creature, a small creature wipe, then graveyard hate, 1 of 2 of my graveyard hate cards. It gives me a little, gives a creature +2/+2/+2 counters on it. Cross's Charm, removal. Sultai Charm, removal. It has 4 modes really, because the second mode destroy target artifact or enchantment, so it's not bad. So here's the Mana Confluence, or Mystic Confluence, I'm sorry. You get to choose 3, so this is pretty much like card draw, and I can counter a spell. So removal, Casualties of War. I don't think I've ever hit all 5 yet, but it'll happen one of these days if I play enough. All right, Boris Charm, pretty much like board protection with its indestructibility. Celestia Charm, pretty good. Has a creature removal on it. It's exile, so that's a good card. And pump, creature pump. Wretched Confluence, card draw. Returns a creature from my graveyard to my hand, and then creature removal. Blessed Alliance, creature removal for attacker, especially if he has indestructible. Valorous Stance, it protects a creature, and then I can take out a creature. Rip Apart, it's you could take care of you could take care of oh my god, it could take care of a planeswalker that's close to ultimating, or if it's it has low loyalty counters, you could take it out, and or a creature, and then an artifact or an enchantment you could take out too. Quandrix Command, pretty much the same. It could pump, it could counter an artifact or enchantment, and then it could remove a blocker. Vindicate, as I've been telling before, this is probably the best modal spell out there. Destroy target permanent, pretty clean setup. So Maelstrom Pulse, this is for creature tokens. Profane Command, yeah, so it gives me a little bit of reach, and if I need to return a creature, I can with this one. Cryptic Command does pretty much everything I needed to draw a card and then counter target spell. Inscription of Abundance from Ikoria. This is probably the best of all 5 of them. So Monastery Siege, I always use the cons version of it. Kaya's Guile, the second of my graveyard removal. And if I have enough mana, I'll entwine and use I'll get all 4 modes. Taza's Intervention. First ability I could do is pay X. I look at the top, I get to keep 2, so it's like card draw pretty much. Or pay X, then I can counter a spell. Jamoka's Command. Multiple choice, pretty much like the whole embodiment of the deck. Fracture, removal. Collective Effort, pretty much removal, and I could bump my whole army with it. And its escalate ability is pretty easy to pay. Supreme Will, it has a counter, and then you could counter a spell, and also some impulse too, so worth the 3 mana. So we're here in the board wipe section, so we're going to Cleansing Nova, Merciless Eviction, and Austere Command. So Obelisk of Alara, again, it's a mini Kenrith, but Kenrith is a whole lot better, obviously, because it's creature, and it's 5, and then that is 6. So here at the creature we're in the creature section now. So we got Elder Gargaroth. When it attacks, I draw a card, or I create a 3/3 beast token for just crackback, or gain 3 life if I'm low in life. Voracious Hydra. It could, whenever it enters the battlefield, I could let it take out a creature or double its +1/+1 counter. So that's good. if I want to shorten the clock of my opponent. Knight of Autumn. One of the ways I could destroy an artifact or enchantment, really. Shardrick, Silver Quill. Card draw, pretty much. This is Entomber Exarch, so this is a grave digger effect. And worst comes to worst, I could discard a non-creature card from my opponent's hand if I'm afraid that he has like a combo that's gonna be going off the next turn. So Vindicative Leech. So this doesn't play. This doesn't come into play until like when it dies. Then I get to choose. But all three of them hurts. So since there's not a whole lot of creatures that has like the modal ability, so I'm pretty kind of hard pressed. So that's why I use some of the Morphling creatures. So there's 5 of them. They're hard to get rid of, as you can say, because if you leave one swamp open, this creature gains Undying. So that's like a major theme to the deck. Not to the deck, but to these Morphling creatures. So this one exiles itself, then returns back to the battlefield if it gets targeted or there's a board wipe, and it becomes an unblockable. This one has a built-in deflect on it, so leave 1 red mana. It could change target spell that only targets Torchling. So this is probably the weakest of all of them. Brightling, you could return to its owner's hand. Then Thornling, it gains indestructible on this one. So that is red pretty much. So here with the like auxiliary or the miscellaneous stuff. So Elsha the Infinite, since a lot of my cards is instants or sorceries, it's so I could play cards from the top of my library is very useful. Guess again, a lot of my spells are instants and sorceries, so me being enabled to play one spell out of my graveyard is very good. So get another one. So we're here on the ramp section. So we're going here with Rampant Growth, since I ran out of all 3 visits in Nature's Lore, so I'm going to be using these cards. So Rampant Growth, Cultivate. So I don't have any more Fellwar Stones, so I'm going to be using Fertile Ground in its place. Kodama's Reach. Zexara the Exemplary. So this is a card that I just want to try out. So hope and see how it goes. It seems like it's very good in this deck for what I've tried. Farhaven Elf. I ran out of Wood Elves, so Restore, since I have a lot of fetch lands. It is a very expensive. It's a cheap card, but you have to put it in a very expensive deck to make it work, really, because you have to have a lot of fetch lands on it. Sakura Tribe Elder, Ramp, Soul Ring, Wayfarer's Bauble, Arcane Signet, and my last Farseek. Alright. So with that, hopefully you enjoyed this deck tech. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Alright, thank you. Alright, bye.